Tracii Guns, how's it going with the life in the music and rock for you?
Well, it's pretty busy. I'm getting old. I'm not supposed to be this busy. You know,
Yeah, it seems that it's getting
you know.
always busier for musicians, your caliber these days. 2015.
Wow. Yeah. It's kind of. I think there's fewer guys around, so we get the phone calls, the ones that are still around to do stuff, and I can't say that I'm not having a great time doing it. It's a really good time.
Devil City Angels, excellent artwork, an excellent product you presented. Got to say,
Thank you very much.
you should be
We
very
we
proud of
we
this.
it's funny. I have kind of a ritual, when I make a record that after it's mixed, I don't listen to it for a couple months, because I want to be able to like listen to the record objectively at some point. And yesterday was that day where I listened to the record, and it's a pretty damn good record, I gotta say.
Where does some of the influences come, to make this happen, to grab the like guitars and sounds and drums,
Yeah,
the whole thing.
that's a really important question for this record in particular because right from the get go, Ricky and I had discussed doing an album that would fit into our teenage record collection. Something that would kind of go between Billy Squier and Aerosmith or Ted Nugent or that kind of cheap, tricky, mid '70s kind of rock. And we really tried to stay within those parameters. I mean, as heavy as the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin, but as light as Heaven Tonight. Well, Heaven Tonight's heavy, but like the kind of atmospheric things
Mm.
from the '70s. And and we have a lot of recording knowledge. Ricky's had a studio for years, and I've been doing a lot of recording for the past 5 years. And so it was really, in terms of a project, it was really a project. It was experimenting with things, and then having Eric and Brandon, we're all very good friends, creating something together. It was definitely one of the most positive musical creation experiences I've ever been involved with. And I think it really shows when you listen to it because it really does have a fun appeal about it as opposed to a lot of heavy rock albums can almost bring you down because you
Mm.
get so involved. This one seems to be a little bit more lighthearted, but the impact is still very, very present.
And we see as well with the promo video, Boneyard, the happiness you
Hmm.
guys are seem to have, like you guys are enjoying it. It comes with the music,
Oh,
I
big
would
time.
imagine.
Y- Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing too. Devil City Angels. We don't live close to each other, so anytime we're together, it's a happy experience. And and you're right. In that video, it really does. And that was a great day, a shooting, and that was the first thing Rudy had done, since joining the band with us. And hopefully it stays like that. It's nothing like a happy band.
And 2015, is it still hard to keep a happy band?
Mm, not for me. The guys that I play with in DCA, and then also my other band Gunzo. We're all pretty happy guys, and accomplished musicians, and nobody's very desperate for anything or trying to prove anything out there in the world. So it makes it a lot more enjoyable on a daily basis to play with all these guys.
Now, Tracy, for the guitar stuff, what type of amps you use and, guitars? I'm sure your collection is
Well,
quite big now.
yeah, I mean, I generally, it's always back to the Les Paul and the Marshall, and then I have my signature guitars with Dean guitars, which my main signature that's out now is like it's a Telecaster, but it has an extra fret and a Floyd Rose, and it uses these weird Fender pickups called no-caster pickups, which don't sound like a Telecaster. They're a lot darker, and they're very unique. And but in recording, it's a whole different thing, especially for something like Devil City Angels, where we're trying to recreate a time
Mm.
for guitars, and use like some Fender Tweeds. I played, a couple different Telecasters. '59 Les Paul that I have. I used on some stuff, and Brandon pretty much stuck to the Les Paul, and he used a Diamond amp on that stuff, and we kept the tones pretty clean, just slightly dirty, and we used a special mic by a company called Tull, Tull, which is out of South Africa. This guy makes a specific microphone just for guitar, where you just put it about 2 inches away from the speaker, and it just perfectly captures what you're hearing in your ears, right in the room. So that made it really easy to record guitars, because guitars can be really tricky. If it's too close sounding, it hurts. If it's too far away sounding, it gets lost in the mix. There's so much involved. But yeah, and then for Ricky, we recorded pretty minimalistically. We ended up I think we recorded with 8 mics, maybe 10. And when Anthony went to mix it, I think he used, 4 of those microphones, or 4 of those drum tracks that we recorded, mainly the room mics, kick drum and snare drum, and then was able to do his magic compression tricks. And the bass was direct.
Oh, wow.
Really a pretty simple, procedure. Just a little EQ things here and there, compression settings, and hit record, and that was it. That's the record.
That's incredible. 4 tracks for a drum sound like that. It's
Oh, it's yeah, it's nuts. But that's really the old way to do it. Is you try to get the drums to sound like they're one instrument as opposed to individual.
Yeah.
And then you compress the hell out of them, and you brick wall it, just like as loud as they'll go. And if you recorded them right, it should sound like that.
And where did you discover a microphone like the tall microphone you're talking about from South Africa?
Oh, I've been really lucky. One of my best friends is this guy Greg Worth, and he's Steve Vai's main engineer. He's on Steve's payroll 24 hours a day. And he's one of these guys, always scouring and searching for, the newest cool gear, and he's like a real vintage guy. So anytime he comes up with stuff, he lets me know. He goes, "Hey man, I hooked up with this and this stuff works. Do you want me to call the guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And the guy sent me a couple of them, and I use them. They're the only thing I use on guitars now are these mics.
I can only imagine how much they go for. Quite expensive, probably.
No, I think, well, if you can get them, that's the thing. Is the guy, like I said, he's out in South Africa. Every microphone pretty much looks different. He makes them by hand.
Okay.
They're a couple $100. They're just a dynamic mic, but he did some trickery in them to make them do certain things with the frequencies specifically for guitar. He makes other microphones too, like specifically for bass drums and things like that. But they're very specialty, and they're not really high price. It's just being able to track him down and say, "Hey, I need this mic, blah blah blah," and all that stuff. I just got really lucky knowing Greg.
Wow. So like that, Tracii, what else you keeping busy with 2015?
Oh boy, I'm going back to Las Vegas to do a show that I did in 2013 called Raiding the Rock Vault.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a big production theater show. It runs 6 nights a week. It's the history of classic rock. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to go do that for the next 6 weeks, and somewhere in the middle of that, I'm going to Mexico with my other band, with Rudy Sarzo, Gunzo. We're going to Mexico to do 3 shows with Quiet Riot, and then after that, it's more Gunzo stuff. In the beginning of the year, I'm going to start writing with that band, with Gunzo, and maybe recording a little bit, getting that ramped up. Then more Rock Vault. Then Devil City Angel is going to have to tour, somewhere in the first quarter of the year. We got to start, so. And at the same time, I have to raise a 6.5-year-old, my wife.
Wow. One busy guy. Wow.
Oh, and I work for Universal Paris. I do part of their music library for TV and film. So yeah, I got stuff to do.
So I'm really considered lucky to get the time to talk to you. Let's just put it like that.
No, you're not lucky. I'm lucky. You wanted to talk to me. That's awesome.
No, always wanted to talk to you. Good guy, and keep up the great work with everything you do. I'm enjoying your products.
Thank you so much, man.
And
thanks. Yeah, I try hard, man. I am the last line in quality control, man, and you know, I trust, you know, my ears. I only listen to probably 20 musicians my whole life, you know, and I think they're the best ones, and you know, I try to hold the standards really high. I really do, you know, because I got to listen to the stuff, you know.
Right. Well, I learned a lot in this interview. Just, good 10 minutes. Good stuff.
Cool.
Well,
Perfect. Thank you so much,
you're
man.
very welcome, and thank you for taking the time, Tracii, and really appreciate it. And wish you a lot of luck and success in 2015 and
Thanks, man.
2016, man. All right, thank you.
We'll talk again.
That'd be great. See you later.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye.